Butterflies unite.
Okay,
Sisters and
welcome.
strength.
This is Gale D'Souza, my amazing friend and photographer. I'm Josie Myers, inner clarity coach, and we want to come today to talk to you about the journey that we have gone through to get published on the front page of Malvie Magazine, and the back page as well, actually. So this is a really important milestone for Gale and I. We have known each other for the better part of, I don't know, maybe, 8 years now?
Since you first published your book, the first book you published.
Okay, Freeing the Butterfly has been out for around 8 years now. Yeah. So we met, and I had Gale over to talk about doing my headshots for my book. Yeah. And we have crafted a beautiful friendship through that, but also a good working relationship. But I'll let you say more if you want while I open the bubbly.
So, yeah, when we first met, it was kind of like the beginning of my career as a photographer. I was just starting up as a photographic touch and needed some photos to accompany your first book.
Yeah.
And to advertise it. And then from there, we realized that we like to go, a little bit out of a comfort zone and really focus a lot on the creative part of, photography. So
Yeah.
It's been quite a journey since then.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that kind of started that off was the Portrait Masters, right?
Yeah. The Portrait Masters was quite an amazing competition where I had to push myself to create some beautiful concept and then the retouching part of it. And we won several awards on those Portrait Masters. And now that the Portrait Masters don't exist anymore, I haven't been able to find a photo competition that brings as much, that ask a lot of you as a photographer. They're asking in terms of creating a concept, the retouching was quite different. And now I find that it's hard to find a competition like that asks you to go, out of your comfort zone to create.
Yes.
Without the specific use of AI and things like that, just to be a photographer and explore creativity more than just create for the sake of creating.
Yeah.
I really like that about the Portrait Masters. So when they ended their competition, it really broke my heart.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah, I think that I love doing creative things. So the minute you even suggested trying to put something together for a competition, I was like, I'm there. Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so here is the cover of Malvie Magazine, which is the one we are on, and it is volume 39 in November 2025. And what did they call it?
This one was bold boudoir. So basically using some kind of bolder concept.
Yeah.
But with boudoir in mind.
So that's our first one. So I guess maybe we can talk about the concept, how we came to the concept. I got an interview in there as well, and I can cover a little bit about what I talk about in there as we go on. But I will also put up the images digitally so that you can see them, because it's kind of hard to show you this way. But as you can see, it's a very moody set of shots. Yes.
Yeah.
So when we got published the first time, I'll attach our last interview and then we got the back. I'll attach our last interview that Gale and I did together about our first publication, which didn't actually do those shots for the publication, but we decided to do that. And I said at the end of that interview that our next thing would be getting on the front page. So with that in mind, I got to work, and there was a lot of trials and tribulations with this look. Originally, I had asked Gale if we could do wings, like angel wings.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked and we looked and we looked, and we kept going kind of back and forth. And then we came up with the butterfly.
Yeah, so basically, like I was looking at wings, and we see a lot of wings, and not necessarily in publication, but out there's a lot of wings in some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually the feather wings.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, butterfly, not necessarily feathery.
Yeah.
And I wanted something a little bit different, something that maybe the public hasn't seen quite yet on social media.
Yeah.
So for the concept, you were talking about wearing a black outfit or maybe some red.
Yeah.
So I found some beautiful wings, and I ordered them from Ukraine.
Yeah.
And they're like Gothic fairy wings.
Yeah.
And I kind of really enjoyed those because initially I thought they were made of lace, and I was thinking it would have been pretty great and creative that way, but they turned out not to be exactly what I was thinking they would be.
Yeah.
But when they were in front of the camera, you could not tell that they were plastic at all.
Yeah.
They look real.
Yeah.
They were really well done.
Yeah.
So I was kind of really pleased about the result for the wings.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you showed me those, I was like, yes, like 100%. And we knew we wanted front page, so we knew we had to pull all the stops because we wanted to present something different. Because we had started with the idea of the angel wing, I decided that before the shoot, I would lose 10 pounds, 10 or 15 pounds. And Gale just said to me, like, you don't have to lose any weight, like, you're fine. You're beautiful as you are. But, like, I took it sort of like as an opportunity to challenge myself to just be healthier. And I knew that I would get the payoff with the look as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I think that how much time do we have between our first publication and our second, or the front page? Like a year and something?
It would
Like
probably be more than, I think it's more than a year, just because the planning of this one and the shoot and the execution, like coming to the publication, is about a year at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also we took the summer to kind of like regurgitate like the work that we did.
Yes.
We also sat down and picked the picture carefully to submit to Malvie.
Yes. Yes.
And that was hard as well because we had some really incredible photo and we had to pick the one that we favored the most. Mm. So I thought that part was really hard.
Yeah, and I think the concept didn't look anything like how we started. Like at the beginning, I was playing with bodysuits that had not a lot of structure. You know, they were very strappy, a little bit more than I think that I wanted to show. And then I kind of landed on 2 body pieces. You only see one in this publication, but we used a second body piece, or a body suit, you can say. And I felt like that, because it's boudoir, you can go a little more risque. Yeah. But I really wanted this concept to be very classic and art, you know, more art than anything. You know, being in a boudoir magazine is interesting, right? Because, you know, everyone expects like a lot of nudity or next to nothing, where my take on boudoir was feeling good in my body and also feeling very confident in what I'm wearing, and sort of letting the wings and the energy and the essence of the posing to kind of bring that element of softness, or it's not softness, but also power, like empowerment. And I think that empowerment means so many different things to so many different people. But for me, it's just like empowerment is being able to stand in front of that camera and show who I am. Right?
That's like the concept behind boudoir. Boudoir was created so a person could be wearing, and you don't have to be nude for boudoir.
No, no.
Because nude is nude. Nude is not necessarily boudoir, but boudoir, wearing something where you feel confident and beautiful and empowered.
Mm-hmm.
It could be just a white shirt.
Yeah.
You know, everything is in the posing, and in this publication, and also through the shoot, I was trying to keep the posing as simple as possible, but also like very purposeful. Like we work on your hand gestures.
Yep.
We work with and without accessories, for example, like flowers, non-flowers, and then we also work with like the sitting or standing,
Yep.
and so that way the body curves would be showing,
Yep.
although you have wings in the background. So boudoir is really interesting that way because you feel empowered, but it's what you wear, your makeup, the way you feel about your photographer, everything comes into place. And also picking our studio
Yes.
was also very important. We needed space for the wings, but also I didn't want to have a lot of clutter or, like a lot of accessories behind, or maybe props to take away from the beautiful and simple concept of a woman being empowered and wearing beautiful wings.
Yes.
I wanted that to be screaming out to the world without having, lots of stuff on the walls and stuff. That's why we picked at the time the Blue Phoenix Studio,
Yep.
which has a cyclorama wall, and then that is that in terms of the studio we picked.
Yes. Yeah. I think too, you're not working with a trained model. Like, yes, I've been modeling for you for 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, and I feel like I do get better as time goes on. And but I'm not a trained model, so I think that changes a lot of things as you photographing me, right? Like, and I'm not knocking my skill. That's not what it is. It's just I actually think that the more simple the pose is, the more you can transpose your energy into that. Because you're not thinking about keeping your foot in a certain way, or keeping your body contortioned a certain way that's not comfortable, and then having to have an expression at the same time, right?
But the posing for me is always, I try to do simple posing,
Yeah.
and not just in boudoir, but in all the shoots that I do.
Oh, for sure.
I try to keep it as natural as possible, because really when you think about it, sometimes people they see really beautiful posing, like on Pinterest, for example, like when you're looking for inspiration, some poses look really nice and you want to try them out, but sometimes you try them out and you just don't like the way it looks. So I found that letting people pose very simply, naturally, has really better results than just trying to make some really weird posing that is totally unnatural and that person wouldn't recognize himself in the end. And also when people, I found that they're trying to pose the very perfect pose that is not necessarily natural to them, I found that sometimes the facial expression would kind of be showing that they're, straining, or that they're their mind is somewhere else and not really in the present, because they're trying to be perfect. So I found that simple posing, keeping as natural as possible, no matter the type of shoot that I do, works.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so part of being published, I actually had the opportunity to be interviewed by Malvie Magazine, and I was really grateful to have this piece, because I think that the energy and the concept and everything that went toward this publication was really important in my own life and my own journey. And within the interview, I really talked about how the essence and energy of me went into this photo shoot, and how being able to be unapologetically yourself puts you in a position where you can be vulnerable. And I think that, you know, a lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable because it can be perceived as weakness. But I think that vulnerability is really, really important to see from each other, to allow us to be brave with one another and in our lives. So I really focused on talking about the look, how that came about and what it meant to me. They say, like, who or what inspires you most in your modeling journey? And I talked about, I'm inspired by authenticity. People that are not afraid to be true to themselves, even when it doesn't look like, what everyone else is saying or doing or moving like, right? And I think it's important that if you're going to be authentic to yourself, that you make sure that you share that with people that are receiving of that. And I think it becomes very clear when you are authentic, the people that you draw close to you and the people that kind of run away because they're scared. I also said, like, butterflies. Obviously, freeing the butterfly is a big thing in my life. I've co-authored 5 books in regards to freeing your butterfly, finding the steps to do in your life to get exactly what you want, uncovering your beliefs and values that make you who you are, unraveling patterns that may not have served you in the past, and really being honest with yourself to figure out, is this who I am? And is this how I want to live my life? And if not, really making the changes to do that so that you are authentically you. Because that is the only way you're actually going to be able to attract the people that are meant for you, is if you are being authentically yourself. So I kind of focused on that. Like, for me, this is not just getting dressed up and being in front of Gale's lens. I love doing that. She makes me feel like the most powerful woman in the world. Like, shooting with Gale is a gift. But, like, it's so much more. It's just being able to be honest with yourself and show who you are, and being empowered by that light that you have within yourself. And I think that if I can inspire another person to do something in their life where they can show up and be themselves, that is the only thing that really matters to me.
What I like about this magazine, like especially for people that contacted me after we published, is that it has started some conversation with other women who are interested to be empowered.
Yeah.
The same. So I found that really beautiful and interesting as well. Not just because we're published on the first page, because anybody could be published.
Absolutely.
And you could be published inside the magazine, not necessarily first page.
Yeah.
But also, the reason in this case that I really liked the interview is this was your time to shine, and I wanted this interview to be all about you, so you could have your message out there, so other women that are looking to be empowered will see that there is an opportunity for them to do that, either by just having a photo shoot with a photographer that they trust, but also, and that they trust that will, care for them, but also being able to have their say in an interview. So I think that's really important. Not everybody needs to have their interview this way. Sometimes you can have your say just by having a photo shoot. And then I found that photography, for me as a photographer, it's a little bit selfish to say that, but it heals me.
Yeah, it is.
It heals me. So if you can imagine, if it heals the photographer who's just a witness of someone else's being open and
Yes.
vulnerable, imagine how it touches them as well.
Absolutely.
So that's why I don't necessarily focus on doing a lot of customer, but
Right.
or a lot of clients, but I'm looking at the perfect client who are willing to go on the journey with me
Yes.
and really focusing on authenticity, which is really important for me as well.
Yeah, and I think that this is a huge display, right? But that's not the point of it. The point is that even if you make micro movements in your life that make you feel more authentic to yourself, that is the kind of energy and essence I want to bring to you. That, this is my vehicle for showing all of the work that I've done in my life to be authentic. And it's very difficult. This is the shining moment. The dark moments nobody sees, but it's really important that whatever is important to you and whatever things you have to do to get to where you need to be, that's the thing that I want to encourage you to do. That's the message. This is just my way of showing you who I've become. And, freeing that butterfly is an ongoing process.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't stop at the photo shoot. It doesn't stop at the publication. If you get published, it's everyday kind of work, a little bit on yourself every day kind of accumulates with time.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Joe.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, too. We did it together.
This beautiful magazine. So if you really like this work, this is Malvie Magazine, volume 39, and it's bold Boudoir.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly what we wanted.
Exactly what we wanted. Well done.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too. Yay to us.
Yay.
It was a long time coming, but we made it.
Yeah, we made it.
We did it.
No, it looks really good. Malvie did a great job.
Do you have any last thoughts before we wrap up?
I welcome anybody who has like a conceptual idea to come and meet me. It starts with a consult,
Yes.
and then we start planning, and we have a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And there's no rush in terms of what we want to do with the photos. The photos could be published, but if you want to have a big picture in your bedroom, it doesn't necessarily need to be published to be empowering.
No. I mean, I have a ton of pictures of myself in my room. Think what you want of me, but guess what? I live with myself every day, and so do you. So celebrate yourself.
I love, I love me.
Yep.
Me.
And don't get me wrong, I love deeply, right? But you need to start with you, because if you don't love yourself, you don't have the capacity to love.
It's hard to love other people if you don't love yourself.
That's right. Yeah. And I think that Gale and I love working together. So if you come with a concept and you need some, help, guidance, yeah, I would always be happy to help. I am still Gale's. I'm still Gale's makeup artist. Main makeup artist.
For example, if you have Josie doing your makeup for your session, she will stay and help you. You're really, really good with styling.
Thank you.
And
yes.
Your color choosing for your makeup is always on par.
Yeah.
So I really like that about the work that you do.
Yeah.
And I think it makes it easier too. Like it brings a lot of comfort for people when you do their makeup and you stay. So that way you make sure that everything is fine through the photo shoot.
Yes.
And also some people like that you help them with the styling. Your styling is really good. You style all your photo shoots.
I do, yeah.
And you do the makeup yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I love doing that. It's our creative
But it's part of your creative part, right? Like
yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And then you leave the shooting to me.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to celebrate yourself in a different way, I would say message Gale and we'll make it happen.
Make it happen.
All right, let's get to drinking. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. There you go.
To a great friendship and also creativity.
Yes, and front page.
Front page. That is quite sweet.
Yeah, I love Spumante. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us to talk about front page Malvie
Volume 39.
Volume 39.
Bold Boudoir.
Bold Boudoir, yeah. We hope that you have found some inspiration in listening to us banter about our passions and loves and things.
And things.
And things, yeah. And we hope that wherever you are happy and you are enjoying life to the fullest. Please be kind because we don't know what people are going through each and every day. Love you guys and we'll see you soon. Ciao.
See you soon.
Wings of steel, so loud. She has scars, but she flaunts them proud. Perfectly imperfect, oh. Transform the inner you through empowerment. Find your truth. Butterfly power raising high. Spread our wings, watch us fly. Let my sisters touch the sky. Women so bold, watch us ride.